At its peak, the Soviet Union was a superpower. It spanned 11 time zones, housed 1/6 of the Earth's population, and stood as a symbol of hope for millions. Yet, by 1991, the USSR collapsed in a sudden, dramatic fashion. But why? How did the world's largest socialist state crumble in such a short time? The answer is not as simple as one cause. It was a series of factors that led to the fall of communism in the USSR. It all began with an idea, a revolutionary one, to create a classless society where the state controlled the economy, resources, and power. For decades, it seemed like a system that could bring equality to the people. But over time, the cracks in the foundation of Soviet communism became impossible to ignore. The first major issue was the economic system itself. Communism, as implemented by the USSR, relied heavily on central planning. The government decided what would be produced, how much, and at what price. But this system led to inefficiency. The lack of competition meant that state-run industries often failed to innovate, leaving citizens with poor quality goods. While the West thrived on innovation and consumer choice, the Soviet Union's economy stagnated, leading to shortages of essential goods. Then came the leadership of Mikhail Gorbachev, who recognized the USSR's deep economic and political problems. His reforms, perestroika or economic restructuring and glasnost or openness, were designed to modernize the Soviet state. But these changes came too late. The economy was already in decline, and the people had grown disillusioned with the system. Glasnost allowed for the free flow of information, and soon, the people were questioning the very foundation of the Soviet government. While Gorbachev's reforms were intended to save communism, they inadvertently opened the floodgates to demands for more freedom. Nationalist movements in republics like the Baltics and Ukraine grew stronger, and calls for independence echoed across the USSR. What had once been a unified superpower was now fracturing at the seams. In 1991, the USSR officially dissolved, and Russia emerged as an independent nation. Communism had fallen, and the dream of a classless, state-controlled society came to an end. But what lessons can we take from the collapse of the USSR? Was it inevitable? Could it have been prevented? These questions still linger in the minds of historians today. Capitalism and socialism, two of the most powerful political and economic systems in history. But what do these systems really mean, and which one is more successful in creating a just, prosperous society? Capitalism, based on private ownership, free markets, and competition, has been credited with creating wealth and innovation. Capitalism encourages individual initiative, and the competition for resources drives economic growth. However, it has also been criticized for creating inequality, with the rich getting richer while the poor struggle to survive. The cycle of boom and bust, inequality, and exploitation have led many to question whether capitalism is truly sustainable. Socialism, on the other hand, advocates for collective ownership of the means of production. It seeks to reduce income inequality and provide for everyone's basic needs: healthcare, education, housing. The socialist ideal is a society where wealth is shared, and the government plays an active role in ensuring that no one is left behind. But in practice, socialism has faced challenges. The lack of market competition can lead to inefficiency, and central planning can stifle innovation. So, which system is better? History shows us that neither system is perfect. Capitalism has driven unprecedented economic growth and innovation, but it has also led to significant disparities in wealth and opportunity. Socialism has succeeded in providing social safety nets and reducing inequality, but its implementation has often led to inefficiency, lack of freedom, and authoritarian regimes. In the end, the truth behind capitalism versus socialism isn't a simple one. History teaches us that perhaps the best solution lies somewhere in between, a hybrid system that balances the benefits of both capitalism and socialism. Throughout history, dictators have risen to power in countries across the globe. From Adolf Hitler in Nazi Germany to Joseph Stalin in the Soviet Union, from Kim Jong-un in North Korea to Saddam Hussein in Iraq, dictators have used various methods to seize power, maintain control, and eliminate opposition. But how do they do it? And what can history teach us about their strategies? One of the most crucial tactics dictators use is the manipulation of fear. They create a constant state of fear and uncertainty among the people, making them feel that their survival depends on the dictator's rule. By controlling the narrative, they can justify extreme measures including surveillance, censorship, and even violence. Another key tactic is propaganda. Dictators control the media, using it as a tool to brainwash the masses. They create a cult of personality, portraying themselves as infallible, godlike figures. They rewrite history, glorify their own image, and create enemies, real or imaginary, to rally the people around them. By controlling the flow of information, they ensure that the public remains loyal and docile. Dictators also exploit divisions within society. They use tactics like divide and conquer, pitting different ethnic, religious, or political groups against each other. This creates chaos, which they then exploit to consolidate power. By portraying themselves as the only ones capable of maintaining order, they gain the support of the fearful population. And perhaps the most sinister tactic of all, the elimination of opposition. Dictators will often use secret police, military force, or even the legal system to silence critics. They destroy political rivals, intimidate journalists, and create a climate of fear where speaking out is dangerous. The result is a society where the dictator's power remains unchallenged. In history, we've seen how these tactics work time and time again, but we've also seen how dictatorships can fall, often suddenly and violently. The key to their downfall? The loss of control over fear, propaganda, and opposition. When the people rise up, when the cracks in the system grow too large, dictators can fall from power just as quickly as they rose. The lessons from history are clear. Dictators may hold power for a time, but they cannot control the human spirit forever. Their reign is built on fear and manipulation, but it is always vulnerable to the courage of